What's up with y'all, man? We got another video. This video is 30 most disturbing moments caught on CCTV footage by Mystery Man.
A 28-year-old German tourist was caught on CCTV at an airport in 2014, and within seconds he was seen running out of the terminal without his luggage, becoming the last confirmed moment anyone ever saw him. His name was Lars Matank.
Nobody else started running?
And this took place at Varna Airport in Bulgaria. His passport, phone, and money were all still inside the bag he left behind, meaning he walked away with nothing he would need to travel or survive. In the days leading up to his disappearance, Lars had been involved in a bar altercation and complained of ear pain and dizziness. Friends later reported that he had been acting paranoid, claiming people were following him. A doctor at the airport had even advised him to get a brain scan before flying. No one was chasing him when he ran, and he never returned to board his flight, making his sudden exit even harder to explain. Search teams later used drones, helicopters, and trained dogs to comb the surrounding forest and coastline, yet no body and no confirmed trace of Lars Matank was ever found. It remains one of the most mysterious cases to this day. This mysterious CCTV footage captured a strange moment. Take a look.
What the fuck going on here?
As someone was biking through the streets, they were suddenly lifted or pulled back, and their bike seemed to be pulled.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, dog. This can't be real, bro. I don't believe this is real, dude.
Pulled into the air.
I guess, bro, just
it's unknown what the weather conditions were.
Bro,
could it have really been a strong wind?
Bro,
maybe, but the area around them doesn't seem affected at all.
You mean to tell me this happened in this car and nothing? They just went.
The footage remains a mystery. A 5-year-old girl named Oriana Clinton went missing for over 13 hours on December 6th, triggering an Amber Alert. Passengers on a city bus received the alert, and a man noticed a girl matching the photo sitting with a woman. He told the driver, but the bus kept moving while the girl remained on board. The driver called the police, and the man got off the bus. Officers soon stopped the bus and found Oriana. She had last been seen with her father, Nicholas Clinton, who later arrived at a shelter without her. Who the woman with her was and what exactly happened remains unknown. But who knows what might have happened if that man
if whoever never got the Amber Alert, he would never knew.
Been so alert.
That was normal. Like, that wasn't, I mean.
This short clip spread fast on TikTok after viewers noticed something hard to explain. A woman stood alone inside an elevator as a fixed camera recorded her without...
I don't know. I couldn't tell you the last time I was in an elevator by myself. I don't trust elevators.
Cuts.
I've been there by myself.
Over several seconds, her hairline moved, and her face began to change in a way that did not match normal motion.
Like a dude.
As the elevator continued to move, her features shifted until they no longer matched the person at the start. When the doors opened, a man stood in the same place wearing the same clothes with no visible break in the footage. Analysts could not give a clear explanation, leaving the clip unresolved. It's either really good editing or something we can't explain.
Anyway, that's just make it just change.
On December 8th, 2023, 55-year-old Gaynor Lord, a married mother of 3 from Norwich, England, left her job unexpectedly. At 2:45 p.m., she walked out of the Jarrell department store.
That's a coyote, ain't it? Not a coyote. Not a coyote. Fuck.
At 2:45 p.m., she walked out of the Jarrell department store.
Husky.
More than an hour before her shift was due to end. CCTV footage showed Gaynor moving quickly through the city centre, passing Norwich Cathedral and weaving through busy streets, her pace noticeably hurried. By 4:01 p.m., she was captured on camera for the last time, walking along St. Augustine Street. After that, she vanished. Hours later, at around 8 p.m., police were alerted by members of the public who made a disturbing discovery in Wensum Park, a riverside green space. Scattered across the park were Gaynor's belongings: her mobile phone, glasses, rings, and clothing.
Do you think like she might have got a threat, maybe, and that's why she was trying to like run away? I guess. I don't know, because if like you have to realize she ended up. I think she was in a forest or something like that. Like wherever she ended up passing away at, she ended up there. So if it wasn't just a regular spot she was at, like already traveling to, for me, like she was probably like somebody was stalking her or something, and she was just trying to leave that, but the person just kept following her, for me, and she was trying to run away, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why she didn't use a car. Maybe she didn't have a car.
She found in her handbag confirmed they belonged
The person or her kids, though.
to her.
And her family.
Then came a development that escalated the search dramatically. Gaynor's coat was recovered from the nearby River Wensum. From that moment on, the investigation shifted. Specialist underwater teams were deployed, and an extensive search of the river and surrounding parkland began. Police described Gaynor's actions earlier that day as out of character. Despite repeated public appeals, there was no evidence of third-party involvement. The CCTV timeline, the placement of her belongings, and the recovery of her coat led investigators to conclude there was a high probability Gaynor entered the river. Still, the questions remained. Why did she leave work so suddenly? What caused her to rush through the city that afternoon? After a week-long search, the case came to a tragic conclusion. Gaynor's body was recovered from the river. Norfolk's senior coroner, Jacqueline Lake, later ruled that Gaynor died by misadventure, concluding she had likely entered the water without intending to harm herself, but that her actions ultimately led to her death. A routine day ended in tragedy. A security camera recorded a late shift inside a children's clothing store. A single worker stayed late to close the shop, but as she prepared to leave,
closing a shop by yourself is like never gonna be a good thing.
This happened. Something invisible pulled her hair from behind. She immediately turned around, but no one was there.
That's your reaction time, though.
She checked the footage, hoping there was a simple explanation. Instead, her fear was confirmed. Her hair was clearly pulled by something unseen. No one else was inside the store, and there was no wind.
Yeah, that's why you don't close the stores by yourself.
I have a feeling she won't be working late shifts anymore.
Yeah, no.
A man receives a phone alert about a voice coming from a room in his house.
My daughter's spirit? What the fuck you mean by that? You call my daughter's spirit saying I love you?
He walks toward it and hears a clear, childlike sound that seems to come from inside.
I ain't no child, bro.
Months earlier, his daughter had died after a short illness. The room linked to the alert is the one she used to use. When he reaches the room, the sound stops. He checks the security footage to confirm what he heard. And it turns out, it wasn't just in his head. Was it his daughter? This footage comes from a police body camera during a nighttime traffic stop. The driver, Joe Collian, was asked to take a sobriety test. The results showed he was not intoxicated. But during the stop, the camera captured something strange. In the background, a dark shape moves across the frame at extremely high speed. It has a rough human outline, but the way it moves doesn't match a person. It's gone in less than a second, and no one at the scene reacts to it. Only the camera records the movement, which makes what happened much harder to explain.
But I didn't even see that.
A Ring door camera recorded a man moving between apartment doors one night.
That's a man? That ain't got a knife in his mouth?
The video shows him checking each entry and...
That's a man? You're telling me this is a man? If I remember, Freeman Meyer locked your doors?
The video,
he's walking, bro. Yeah, we were.
Video shows him checking each entry and lifting doormats as he goes. A knife.
Damn, bro. Because people do be putting their keys under their doormat.
Knife is visible in his mouth while he searches near the floor. It looks like he's searching for keys, which are often left under doormats. This suggests an attempt to gain access without force or noise. But then why the knife? Imagine
Look at his eyes.
someone opening your door with a
Look at this nigga's eyes, man. Yeah, we gotta do better in the world, bro.
knife in their mouth. That's terrifying.
And it looked like a extension cord in his hand.
Maybe it's time to find
Charger?
a better spot for your keys.
Or you can just move out the neighborhood.
Now, if you're enjoying my videos, please. Trevor Deely, a 22-year-old man, vanished hours of the 8th of December 2000. Trevor Deely, a 22-year-old man, vanished without a trace from the streets of Dublin in what would become one of Ireland's most baffling missing person cases.
Yo, what the fuck number is this? Yeah.
Earlier that night, Trevor had attended his work Christmas party. After leaving a nightclub in the Leeson Street area, he made an unexpected decision to return to his office to collect an umbrella, as heavy rain had set in and a taxi strike was underway. Security cameras captured Trevor inside the office building at around 3:35 a.m., briefly speaking with a colleague before preparing to walk
In the morning.
home. Moments later,
3 o'clock in the
CCTV
morning?
footage recorded him outside the building, engaged in a short
Man, why the
conversation
signal
with
gone by so
an unidentified man dressed in black, a moment that remains one of the most critical and
Why are they
unsettling
outside at 3
aspects
o'clock
of
in
the
the morning?
case. At 4:14 a.m., a bank CCTV camera on Haddington Road captured
umbrella?
Trevor walking in the direction of his home. This is the last confirmed image of him ever
He was
recorded.
drinking and then went out.
Despite extensive Gardaí investigations, repeated public appeals, renewed searches, and enhanced reviews of
Damn, so that was like 30.
straight to
What the fuck? What the fuck just happened? That was like 30 seconds away from each other right here. Which is 4:14:23, 4:14:25.
golden tip finally comes in. A man named Kelvin Chala was browsing random videos when he came across some strange footage.
Actually, remember, you seen
The
that?
clip shows an ambulance driving
Yeah, I've seen
toward a
that.
hospital, suggesting someone inside was in serious condition. But then, he noticed a shape near the ambulance, appearing out of nowhere. He couldn't explain what he was seeing, and no one else online seemed to notice
Did you see
it.
them? Like,
He reposted the footage, wondering if the figure might be the soul leaving the body
come on,
inside
bro.
the ambulance.
Wow.
But what was really happening inside that ambulance at the time is still unknown, leaving the idea just a theory.
RP to the person.
This security camera was pointed toward a cemetery entrance across the street. One night, it recorded something unexplainable.
Bro, what the fuck?
A small girl with long black hair wearing
Yeah, I
a
ain't lied. Don't go to cemeteries in the dark, bro. So, I mean, don't work in no cemetery. You know what I'm saying? That's all I gotta say.
white dress slowly walked
This
into
is like
view.
a kid, bro.
She moved straight toward the cemetery gate. But instead of stopping, she appeared to pass through
What the fuck going? Is she going through that
the
shit?
closed metal gate and disappear behind the wall. The camera continued recording. She never came back into view. No one was seen entering
went
or
through the
leaving
gate.
the cemetery afterward.
What the
So
fuck?
who or what was that girl?
Oh, yeah.
Accompanied by her friend Kate and Kate's boyfriend, Sarm Heslop set off on a long-term journey through the Caribbean. The group traveled island to island, visiting St. Lucia,
That's
Guadalupe, Dominica, and Martinique,
I'm trying to
living
get
a nomadic,
exotic
adventure-filled
places.
lifestyle at sea. 7 months into the trip, Sarm met Ryan, a 49-year-old American boat captain who chartered his luxury catamaran, Siren Song, to wealthy tourists. The two began dating, and Sarm stayed aboard the yacht. After around 3 months, the relationship became serious. Sarm then made a major decision. She accepted work as a chef on Siren Song and completed her very first charter on March 7, 2021. That same night, CCTV captured Sarm and her partner walking along a dock before boarding a small dinghy. They were heading back to the catamaran, anchored in the next bay, after an evening ashore. The footage would become the last confirmed sighting of Sarm Heslop. Roughly 6 hours later, in the early hours of March 8th, she was reported missing from Siren Song. Despite extensive searches of the surrounding waters and coastline, no trace of her was ever found. As the investigation unfolded, authorities began raising serious concerns. Investigators stated that parts of the timeline provided by her partner did not align with other evidence. Those discrepancies quickly became a central focus of the case. According to her partner, he discovered Sarm was missing at around 2 a.m. local time, but his actions afterward raised further questions. 2 other boats were anchored in Franks Bay that night. Both captains later confirmed that they were never alerted to any emergency, neither that night nor the following morning. Why no distress call was made, why neighbouring vessels weren't contacted, and why crucial hours passed without wider alarm all remain unanswered. Years later, police made the rare decision to release the dockside CCTV footage publicly as part of a BBC documentary titled Missing in Paradise, Searching for Sarm. Investigators hoped that fresh eyes might notice something overlooked, but more than 4 years later, no new breakthroughs have emerged. What happened after Sarm stepped back onto that boat remains unknown.
I watch you all day, man.
One morning, a man living in Malaga, Spain, stepped outside and noticed something strange. The lamppost on his patio had been cut clean in half. Confused, he checked his security camera footage from the night before. What he saw only deepened the mystery. At the exact moment the lamppost breaks, a bright orb of light can be seen moving across his yard and passing directly by the lamp. So was this just a strange coincidence caught on camera, or did the footage actually capture whatever cut the lamppost in half? And if so, what was it?
In half.
On the night of October 18, 2023, Jode Igiluz, a 23-year-old from the Basque Country, was spending the evening out in Antwerp, Belgium. Jode was living in the city after securing a job as an engineer at the port of Antwerp. That night he was out with friends, celebrating the birthday of his friend Kevin. It was supposed to be a normal night. Music, drinks, laughter. In the early hours of the morning, after heavy drinking, Jode left the club alone and began walking back toward his home. At the time, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. But the next morning, friends tried to reach him. Calls went unanswered, messages were never read. At first they assumed he was asleep or recovering from the night before, but as the weekend passed, a growing sense of unease set in. Then Monday arrived. Jode didn't show up for work. That's when alarms were raised. His friends and family contacted police and reported him missing. Investigators
why they wait so late to report it?
Immediately began retracing his last known movements, and that's when the CCTV footage changed everything. Around 4 a.m., cameras showed Jode walking alone through dark, nearly empty streets. Moments later, a man suddenly rushed him and stole his wallet. Despite being attacked, Jode didn't stop to seek help. He kept walking. Only minutes later, 2 more men assaulted him and stole his phone. Now injured in
I'll be where your restaurant is and watch drinking, bro. Especially 4 o'clock in the morning. It has to be targeted because I don't think he would just stay up at 4 o'clock in the morning just robbing people.
Intoxicated and without any way to contact anyone, Jode continued wandering through the city. Witnesses later reported seeing a young man matching his description near the River Scheldt. He appeared disorientated, confused, and struggling to find his way. That was the last confirmed sighting of Jode Igiluz. For weeks, police searched Antwerp, but despite extensive efforts, no answers emerged. Nearly 2 years later, in 2015, the case reached a tragic conclusion. A large floating swimming pool anchored on the River Scheldt was being removed. During the operation, the structure unexpectedly sank. When it was lifted from the water, workers made a devastating discovery. Jode Igiluz's body was found trapped beneath the floating pool.
Damn.
Investigators concluded
And nobody even knew that either?
Concluded that after the assaults, Jode likely wandered toward the river in a state of confusion, and somehow ended up beneath the structure, unable to escape. A truly heartbreaking story.
Underneath.
May Jode rest in peace, and may his family and friends continue to be surrounded by strength,
Oh, that's Ronaldo, isn't it? I remember seeing this.
support, and remembrance.
Goddamn. Messi won it too.
A security camera inside a primary school recorded something strange,
Primary?
which led Brenna, a former employee, to post the footage on TikTok. She said several children had been afraid of the play area before the recording, claiming there was a creature there. This security footage might offer some proof. It shows a toy starting to move on its own, and soon after, more toys begin to move.
Is that a monkey?
After the video circulated, some children refused to return.
Yeah, bro. Show this to the parents, and I ain't gonna lie, y'all monster just... Yo, that it's crazy too. Like, a lot of times, like, teachers and people and parents don't really listen to what their kids be saying. And, you know, like, say they say something in the closet or under the bed, and y'all say, oh, no, it's nothing. But it's crazy, bro, because these kids really be telling the truth, bro. Sometimes, bro. Like, you would never even knew. If you didn't have these cameras, bro, you would never knew what could have happened, man. They could have came one day, thought it was okay to play in the play area, if they said that they were scared to, and then, you know, you never know what happened, man.
Brenna also left her job at the school soon after, saying it no longer felt safe.
Yeah, no.
In November of 2025, Dan Davis, a 59-year-old lighting designer, was living and working in Chicago. Dan was well known in the local nightlife scene. He worked as the head lighting designer at the Marionette nightclub on 115 Bourbon Street, a job he had held for years. On the night of November 25th, he had been involved in a serious car accident, a head-on collision that caused heavy damage to both vehicles. Emergency responders arrived at the scene, but despite the severity of the crash, Dan refused medical treatment. Police body camera footage later showed him speaking clearly and answering questions, but struggling to keep his balance.
Where's he going?
After leaving the scene, Dan finished his shift and left the club at around 1:15 a.m.
He got in a
But
car
by the
wreck,
next day,
finished his shift.
something was clearly wrong.
That's
Dan
it, in the
failed to
police
show
car?
up for his scheduled plans, and then he missed his shift at work. When no one could reach him, his manager filed a missing person report and contacted Dan's daughter, Wendy. What they found inside his apartment was deeply unsettling. The windows were open, the refrigerator door was open, a plate was shattered on the floor. Security footage from the building showed Dan leaving his apartment again, this time around 11 p.m. Cameras across the city later tracked him walking through several neighborhoods. He appeared alone. Then, the footage stopped. After that point, Dan Davis simply vanished. Despite reviewing traffic cameras, transit footage, and city surveillance, investigators were unable to determine where he went next, or what happened after those final moments on camera. To this day, his disappearance remains unexplained. If you have information on Dan's whereabouts, please contact the Chicago Police Department.
Hopefully he gets found. If he hasn't already.
TikTok user TalYT519 shared baby monitor footage from late December 2025. The video shows a child's bedroom, nothing unusual at first.
What's that right here?
Then a blurry shape
I told you.
appears in the lower right corner. Moments later, it disappears, while the rest of the room remains completely still. Tally said,
I don't know, bro. It's just something about these, like, bears and shit. Like, I couldn't have my kids have no bears and shit in their room, bro. From now on. No teddy bears. No toys that can drive. Well, like, maybe, like, the little, Hot Wheels. But, like, nothing, like, that can, like, talk and shit like that. You know, those type of, like, things you put batteries in them and they could talk and they could move and shit. Yeah, no, that's not gonna work.
there were no pets, no other people,
like
and no camera issues.
I don't know.
Nothing that could have been moving inside the room. Viewers later found posts on her account where she mentioned her older brother, who died years earlier.
Damn, RP to him.
Even though the footage has no clear explanation, some believe it might be connected. Reddit user Hokolo posted a strange story. By noon, their father noticed a new mark on the front wall of a house in Engandior, Thrissur, which prompted him to check the CCTV footage for any activity in the area. The video showed two men stopping near the wall. The first man paused to adjust his clothes, after which the second man stepped forward and made the mark. Their faces didn't match any local residents, raising questions about their identity. Both men then left the area, leaving the marked wall as the only evidence of what had occurred. On January 9th, 2026,
Yeah, I ain't
15-year-old Thomas Medlin left Stony Brook
would have
School
like
in St. James,
a
Long
more
Island,
detailed story,
around
bro.
3:30 p.m. and ran to the
You know what I
nearby
mean?
Long Island Railroad station.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, I haven't been on a train in so long.
He took a train to Manhattan, and surveillance cameras
Dog.
caught him inside Grand Central
Last time I went on a
Terminal
train, I was
around
like
5:30 p.m. that
like
same day.
8.
Later that evening, his last confirmed sighting on camera was on the pedestrian walkway of the Manhattan Bridge at around 7:06 p.m. His cell phone showed its final activity at 7:09 p.m. About a minute later, a nearby
Man,
camera
look at this shit right here. This looks so tough right here, bro. Look like snow too. Got the snow in the water. Little bridge right here. Amazing buildings. You can see this is like a little chain. I don't know how to explain that. There's some houses or buildings right here, bro.
captured what looked like a
God,
splash in the water under the bridge. Thomas was never seen leaving the bridge on foot, and there's no confirmed sighting of him after that. Investigators have looked into whether any online contacts or platforms, including Roblox, were connected to his disappearance. Early speculation suggested he might have been meeting someone online, but police say there's no evidence linking the game or any social platform to what happened. Thomas was last seen wearing a black jacket with red stripes, dark sweatpants with white stripes, a black backpack and glasses. The circumstances of his disappearance remain unresolved, and the police are still searching for answers. Let's hope Thomas will be found soon. A home security camera recorded a woman stepping outside her house. Nothing seemed unusual until, moments later, when a bright flash filled the frame and the woman vanished from view without any movement or warning, as if she'd been pulled forward. The camera continued to record the empty space, making it clear that nothing was blocking the lens or the scene. After several minutes, the same bright light returned, and the woman reappeared in the exact same spot. This time she looked confused and unsteady, turning her head as if the surroundings were no longer familiar. The video later surfaced online, but without any explanation from the woman, the incident remains a mystery. On November 17th, 2025, Humberside police released CCTV footage to help locate Sam, 24, who had been missing since the 6th of November. He was last seen near Axholme Court on Plimsoll Way in Hull, close to the Humber estuary. The footage shows two people walking along Ocean Boulevard on the Victoria Dock Promenade at roughly the same time Sam disappeared. Police believe they may hold vital information about his movements that day. Since Sam went missing, officers have reviewed hours of CCTV, carried out house-to-house inquiries, and deployed specialist teams, including search dogs and underwater units, to trace his last known movements. Sam's family and the police have made repeated appeals to the public, urging anyone with information, no matter how small, to come forward. The circumstances of his disappearance remain unknown, and the investigation is ongoing. This family received multiple notifications from their home security cameras. When they checked the footage, what they saw left them shaken.
Don't lie, bro. You might just get up out of there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a nice little car right here, bro. Yeah, you might as well just go and get you another house. I'm sure you probably could find another house. You know, I don't really know where this is at, but I'm sure a new state probably wouldn't be too bad for you. You know what I'm saying? Look like you probably got some bread, bro. So, yeah. I think you should just get a new house, bro. You know, go to a new state. And, yeah, that's what I gotta say.
Multiple notifications from their home security cameras. When they checked
Because if you ain't had no security cameras, you would never even knew.
The footage, what they saw left them shaken.
Man, nah, I ain't gonna lie, nigga. Yeah.
A human-like figure can be seen moving around their home, on all fours. No one in the family recognizes the person. To this day, they have no explanation for who or what was outside their.
Bro, imagine how many of these type of like things are gonna be in the world in a couple more years, bro. All the new animals that are gonna be made, bro. You feel me? And robots and talking dogs and shit, bro.
home that night.
Gonna be these type of species and shit, whatever this is gonna be called.
In September
You feel me?
2007, Andrew Gosden, a quiet and intelligent 14-year-old from Doncaster, England, vanished, leaving behind one of the UK's most enduring missing person mysteries. On the morning of September 14, 2007, Andrew did something completely out of character. Instead of going to school, he left his home early, walked to the train station, and boarded a train to London. Before doing so, he withdrew just under £200 from his bank account, nearly all of his savings,
How much is that?
and purchased a one-way ticket. Security
that
cameras
is?
later captured
How much is 200 pounds in euros? Never mind, bro.
Andrew arriving at King's
Sir,
Cross Station around
you
midday.
deaf, bro.
He was alone. That image, Andrew stepping out of the station, is the last confirmed sighting of him. Despite extensive searches, public appeals, and nationwide media coverage, no verified trace of Andrew has ever been found. For years, investigators explored every possibility, from a planned runaway to foul play, but without evidence, the case slowly went cold. Then, in December 2021, the investigation took an unexpected turn. 2 men were arrested on suspicion of kidnapping and human trafficking, linked to information uncovered during a long-running review of the case. Police seized and examined electronic devices as part of the inquiry, raising hopes that long-awaited answers might finally surface. However, in 2023, both men were released without charge. No evidence was found that could connect them directly to Andrew's disappearance. Today, Andrew Gosden's case remains open. His family continues to search for answers. What happened to Andrew Gosden after he walked out of King's Cross Station, and why did he never come home? A Reddit user named QuietLingonberry509 posted some home security footage seeking an explanation.
What the fuck? I'm seeing this a lot, like on these videos, bro.
The footage showed a glowing object on a veranda at night, even though no one was in the garden.
What does that mean?
The object wasn't a beam of light and was only visible in infrared mode. Its motion looked smooth and steady. Many commenters offered explanations. Infrared cameras can make small insects or debris appear large and bright when they pass close to the lens. The most likely cause was a spider, moth, or other bug moving near the camera. Still, it's easy to see why the footage could be confusing. Now,
our prayers to everybody in there, so let's look real quick. And we'll just help everybody that's lost to be able to find you, or anybody that's missing. And just help people know that it's not good to go missing, and you know that nothing that you put us through we can't handle, so we have to leave our family, no matter how bad the circumstances is. Just hope everybody have a good housing situation, and just come out on top. We love you, love, nothing touch you. So, alright, y'all. Shout out to y'all, man. Hope everybody was found in this video. Y'all just make good decisions. Y'all stay safe out here, man. Keep our heads up, man. Better is coming, man. Peace out.